Hi, I'm Bill. This is SixRounds Studio. Today we're talking about the Willys MB Jeep. The two boys that did the restoration on this Jeep really did a remarkably nice job, and I have no real complaints on it. They left out a few little details that I'm not entirely sure I'm understanding. Sort of important details. It may have been a question of time trying to get this thing done, meet schedules. I'm not entirely sure. But some of those things they left out, I think, are sort of important. At least one of them is critical. We're going to tackle that one first. And one of the things that they didn't do is they didn't put a battery hold down or tie down in the on the battery. Now, if you've ever had a battery come out of its holder and run into the fan, I have. It's not pretty. It really does make a mess under that hood. So I want to get that thing tied down. So today, this episode, we're going to actually put this tie down or this battery hold down in. I got this from Kaiser Willys down in South Carolina. I've purchased other things from them. The quality of their stuff I'm fairly happy with. So we're going to get this thing painted up and installed today. The other thing they didn't do, they didn't install the oak block that goes into the bumper. Now, these bumpers are notoriously weak. Using it as a display vehicle or using it for just small explorations, small adventures, the likelihood of that bumper getting bent is pretty small. However, I do want to put that in, get that installed, so we'll be doing a video on that as well. And another thing that they didn't do is they did not connect the throttle cable or the pull throttle to the carburetor. I installed one of those in a video on the CJ2. That was a bear. I'll put a link to that video up in the cards. that was something. So I'm going to do the same thing here. On this one, I'm going to do something a little bit differently. It's got the original throttle from back in '49, or the throttle pull button. I want to use that. The cable is busted. I want to figure out if I can actually connect the new cable to that original button. So that'll be a video on its own. But today we're going to paint this hold down and get it installed. Don't go away. So before I do any of this work, I want to disconnect all the terminals on the battery. I've disconnected the positive. I put in this quick disconnect so that when I'm done driving the Jeep, I can always disconnect the battery so there's never any power going through the system. And then the last thing I need to do is to disconnect the negative. And any chance of that thing sparking on me. Then we have these two brackets that go down through the battery plate, and this will now slide down over the top of it. and secure it with a wing nut. A hole here, and there's another hole on the opposite side, and these brackets go down in and hook. So here's an interesting feature. There are two little tabs that are on the side of this shaft, and those tabs keep it from falling down into the bottom, into the abyss. We're going to do the same thing on this side. While I'm doing this, and of course, while you're doing this with this metal bracket, you never want to bridge the positive and the negative poles because it'll spark. Okay, there's that one. That one goes down through. Now, my next concern is that the bracket is going to get in the way of the positive terminal. When I do this, can I push that over far enough? So that's going to be a problem because there's no room to fit this terminal onto the quick disconnect because the bracket itself is in the way. So what I think I'm going to try and do is to turn this in this direction and see if that gets me close enough that I can avoid the bracket itself. Actually, that'll work really very well. Now I want to make sure that I've got enough clearance so when I do connect this, that there's no chance of it hitting anything, and it all looks pretty nice. It's not hitting anything, not running into anything. Not as pretty as I would like it. Can I flip it up like that? I can probably flip it up that way and make it prettier. All right, that's gonna work. The battery's still a little bit smaller than the bracket, so it's not holding on into the far corners of it. But again, I think it's probably more than enough to secure it. As a matter of fact, I know it's more than enough to secure it. It just needs to hold it in position. And the whole thing looks like that. So let's tighten this quick connect back up to the terminal. All right, so that's that. Nice and tight. Not going to go anywhere. I think it's nice and secured. So let's call this little project done. All right, so that was a quick, simple little project that we did to make the Jeep just a little bit better. Didn't cost a lot of money. Made the Jeep just a little bit safer, so the battery's not going to fall out of its position and get damaged. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. ring the bell so you get notified the next time we post a video. We would really like you to come back. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you in the next video. Now, what is the next project going to be? I think the next project is going to be installing that wooden oak block in the bumper. Yeah, I think that's the next project.